Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
Yo, can you guys hear me now? Tell me if you guys can hear me now in the chat, because I'll be honest, this ain't the best start. Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay, we made it. I'll be honest, I don't know what happened with my mic. But anyway, the first team. Can you guys see the screen? The screen as well with the team. Yes. Let's go. Now let's get it started. First thing I'll say about this team. You see Benrahma. I was listening to David Moyes' comments today, yeah, and he said. Wait, let me get the exact quotes up, because I'll be honest, his quotes are quite interesting, because he said even though he's been playing well in pre-season, he's not too sure how he would do as soon as the actual season starts, in it. So it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like, if he has one bad game, bang, he could be benched, and I'm not ready to take that risk with Benrahma just yet. And I think looking at this team here, you have Benrahma and Mikel Antonio from West Ham. I think you could possibly switch Benrahma to Rafinha this week and kind of have both backs covered, kind of thing. Because for the next couple of weeks, you're gonna have to take out the Liverpool fullback, the left back, Shimikas, when Robertson comes back in, and Mason, once Sancho, Cavani, and all of those lot come in, is not a guaranteed starter. So I would just say Benrahma to Rafinha now, and you might save a transfer in the next couple of weeks. But overall, I rate this team a 7 out. Well, actually, I rate this team a 9 out of 10. What do you lot think in the chat? On Twitter, I put a tweet out saying, just send me your teams and stuff below, and I'll be choosing teams from there. Check mine on Insta. I'll be honest, I was trying to get the stuff from Insta, but it just weren't working. So if you can send it on Twitter, it'll be a lot easier for me. Yeah, this is what I'm kind of thinking. Amati Shimikas will be a bit of a sticky one in the next couple of weeks. You're going to be locking in a lot of transfers, especially with Benrahma, because I don't think Benrahma is a guaranteed starter. Or if he does have a bad game, I think he might come straight back out. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know about Benrahma. Like, I don't have Benrahma in my team. But overall, I like the front line. Antonio, Ings, they will do bits this season. Fernandes, Salah speak for themselves. So overall, I'm actually quite happy with this team. You lot are saying 7.5 overall. Put it down below in the Twitter comment or the tweet that I sent. 7.5. I think 7.5 is a bit harsh, you know. I think this is actually a really good team. I think there's a couple weak links, but other than that, I like this team. Benrahma might do well this season if he gets a run of games. That I do kind of hear that, yeah, but it's kind of like I don't trust David Moyes to give him a run of games after listening to those comments. But let's see. Let's move on to the second team. Not sure about Greenwood too. I think for the first couple game weeks, I think Greenwood is basically guaranteed to start. So I'm happy with Greenwood. Because you never know, he might be playing up front tomorrow as well, depending if Oli wants to take the risk with Martial up top, who hasn't looked great in pre-season, the one game in pre-season, which makes sense. You think Bruno's numbers will drop because we have more outlets maybe later on? He's on pens, which is big to be fair. I think Bruno's numbers will drop here, but it's kind of like Bruno's numbers will drop from such a high state already. And even if it goes lower by 5 GA or something, it's still a brilliant season. Rather have Rafinha than Mason. I'd rather have Rafinha than Benrahma and take the risk with Mason for the first couple game weeks. Especially if Mason's playing up front, yeah, I think that could be big. Statman, Jotto, Greenwood at 7.5. I would say Greenwood for now, because I think with Jota, it's kind of like he has more of a rotation risk for the first couple game weeks. With Salah, Mane, Firmino playing, potentially. Going with Amati, and then Amati's another interesting one now, because Vestergaard is going to sign for Leicester and stuff. So I don't know about him. Rafinha will increase in price, so it's nice to have him. Yeah, Rafinha is definitely going to click increase in price. What do you think about swapping Benrahma with Ivan Toney? Benrahma been balling in pre-season. I hear that, yeah. But I think Ivan Toney first was on penalties and he's more of a guaranteed starter. So if you're choosing between one of them two, I would go with Ivan Toney for now. But anyway, let's move on to the second. Yeah, this is another big point as well. Aubameyang and Lacazette are unwell. So I think people have Nicolas Pepe in the team, Saka in the team. That looks like a lot better now. Marty, he's expected to start in the prediction lineups. I think he might start the first couple games, but after that, with Vestergaard back, I think Vestergaard and Soyuncu might be the main centre-back partnership. Yeah, this is spot on. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Rather wait and Toney. That's what I'm kind of saying. I tried joining through the link down below in the description. But anyway, let's move on to the second team. Let's get the second team up. Let's go. This team, straight away, there's big question marks from what I see. I see Dean Henderson in goal. Dean Henderson, I think, got COVID a couple weeks ago for Manchester United, and I don't think he'll start the first couple game weeks. So I'm not going to go with Dean. I wouldn't go with Dean Henderson straight away. Secondly, Jamie Vardy. I think Jamie Vardy is also a bit of a rotation risk with Kelechi Iheanacho, who might leave. Kelechi Iheanacho, Patson Daka, they're all going to be rotating for that one number 9 role. So I wouldn't go with that. Havertz is also an interesting one. You see, with Havertz, I think Romelu Lukaku is probably a guaranteed starter for Chelsea right now once he comes in. And then the other two forwards are probably going to be rotated because they've got Havertz, Mason Mount, Pulisic, Ziyech. They've got a lot of options there. Digne, what I'll say about Digne, yeah, I was actually thinking of having Digne because Everton's first couple fixtures are very, very good, yeah. But one thing I'll say about Digne, I'm not too sure about Everton defensively. Against United in pre-season, they looked absolutely shocking. And I think going forward, I'm not too sure if Calvert-Lewin will play the first game week because I don't think he's come back. Well, he probably has come back, but he hasn't had a proper pre-season yet, kind of thing. So I wouldn't go with Digne right now. But anyway, this team, I'll probably rate this. Well, yes, Son on the bench as well. I'll probably rate this a 7 out of 10. I think the goalkeeper situation has to change straight away. That's the biggest thing for me. Dean Henderson won't play. Second team. Ben Foster, straight away. Ben Foster's not a guaranteed starter for Watford. He'll be that Bouchman guy. That's a warning sign straight away. Nicholas Pepe. I think Nicholas Pepe is I'll be honest, Nicholas Pepe is a differential, but I'm not too sure about Arsenal right now. I wouldn't really be having Arsenal players. Chelsea play 2 10s behind the striker, so Lukaku and Mount and Havertz can. I hear that, yeah, but that Mount Havertz thing could also be a Timo Werner, could also be a Pulisic. They will rotate that quite a lot. Yeah, to the other guy, I would definitely start Son. Especially with Harry Kane will probably be starting on the bench. I've gone for Pepe. I think he will have a good season. I think Pepe will have a decent season. But it's kind of like, you never know with Arteta and his selections, innit? Cresswell, Target. I'll probably say Cresswell. Because he also takes set pieces and stuff. Yeah, this is what I say. Pepe can be a nice pickup if he picks up some form. But I think for the first game week, I think he probably should start now. That Lacazette and Aubameyang are out. I think Balogun might start up top for them. So you never know. Firmino, differential. You see with differentials, I wouldn't really be worried about having differentials for the first game week. Because last year, I only really started having differentials or low ownership players towards the end of the season. Because I think at one point, there was a choice I had between Son or Gareth Bale. And I went with Gareth Bale and worked out at the end. I showed my team at the end. Again. What about Emma Smith-Rowe? With Emma Smith-Rowe, I think that's probably the only Arsenal player that I would think about. Because I think he's valued at 5.5 million. And he probably will start if Arsenal still haven't brought a number 10 in. So for the first couple game weeks, it might work out. But anyway, this team, I think Harvey Barnes is a decent selection. I'm not, as I said, Vardy for me is a no-go. But other than that, I think this is a decent team. And the goalkeeper, I'll say 8 out of 10. Drizzy Dares, he was laughing at Flawless's team. And I'll be honest, first of all, his team. Henderson Cavani probably won't start tomorrow. And I think you triple captained him by the looks of it. Don't go for him. Sigurdsson obviously has the court case and stuff. Don't go for him. Maddison, he might join Arsenal, so it could be a bit of a risk. He might miss one game week depending on that situation. Wilfred Zaha. You see with Wilfred Zaha, yeah, you never know with Patrick Vieira. Like, we still need to see how his teams come into the Premier League and how they do. So I think that could be a bit of a risk, but it's also a bit of a differential. Yeah, Cavani might have to quarantine as well. That's another good point. Yeah, like everyone's laughing at Sigurdsson. You cannot have Sigurdsson for the first game. For the first couple game weeks. Wan-Bissaka as well. Listen, you see Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is valued at 5.5 and Luke Shaw is valued at 5.5. You'd rather go with Luke Shaw because he takes set pieces. You have to go with Luke Shaw. And at the same time, make sure you don't triple captain the first game week. Because what most people will need to realize is, you see with triple captains, there'll probably be a game week where there's 2 games at once, innit? So you might as well wait for the triple captain for those 2 games. Listen, you lot are moving mad. Trucy Des is here. I just changed it right now. Listen, you have to change this team. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of this team. I think having 2 City defenders is a massive risk as well. Zinchenko and Diaz. On Twitter, send me your teams. Yeah, just make sure you save the triple captain for your double game weeks. That's my biggest recommendation. Or even people who had saved it last year for when there was a triple game week, when I think United had 3 games at once. Obviously, that's quite a rare occurrence where you never know with COVID this year. What's a double game week? So basically, a double game week, yeah, eventually, because fixtures always get moved around and stuff, innit? For example, Man City might play 2 games in one game week, for example. Yeah, Cavani won't start. Cavani definitely won't start. Yeah, make sure, listen, when you choose your bad captain, make sure it's not your goalkeeper either. Because I think it's like a default setting at your goalkeeper. I don't think Cavani will start, not going to lie. Yeah, I'll be honest, Drizzy Des. This team ain't it. I'll probably say a 4 out of 10. It needs a lot of work in my eyes. This team right here. Way. Ashley Barnes, Antonio Ings up top, Salah, Grealish, Havertz, Barnes, Shaw, Diaz, Bertrand, Martinez. You see, one thing I'll say straight away with this team. I think having Martinez and Sanchez is a lot of money on your keepers. I don't think you need to do that. If you're going to have Sanchez, either have another 4.5 million rotating keeper or have a 4 million keeper. Having both is a bit mad. Zeno. Oh my days. Yeah, you can tweet your teams right now to me. It depends how long. I think Bertrand could be an interesting pick. I think he started the Community Shield, but I think at the same time, he might have a bit of a rotation risk with Luke Thompson and stuff. So you never know. This is a different team, like in terms of he has a lot of players on the bench, like crazy money on the bench. But I think you never know with this season because we're still technically affected by COVID. And if you guys remember last year, like it was bare annoying when players got COVID. You needed the bench kind of thing. I'll try doing all the teams. Depends how long. I'll probably be live for another like an hour or so. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that team. I think Bertrand could be a big risk. I think the keepers, I think there's too much money in the keepers. But Barnes, that could be a bit of a differential. But if I was to go with a Burnley striker, it would probably be Chris Wood. But other than that, I think Havertz could be interesting. I'm not 100% convinced on him. I'll be honest, I think having Havertz and Grealish both together is a bit of a risk. Because they're not both guaranteed to start every single week, are they? But other than that, I'll probably say 7 out of 10 for that. So this guy said it's his first time playing. Straight away, triple captain active first week. You only have one triple captain per season. Do not play the triple captain the first week. Secondly, you have got Nemanja Matic in your team. Nemanja Matic, he might be a decent player here, but for FPL point of view, he won't get you many points. Secondly, Harry Kane. Harry Kane probably won't start on the weekend. He might be on the bench at the most. So I think that's a lot of money wasted for a person that's not going to play the first couple. Or he's not a guaranteed starter kind of thing for the first couple weeks with fitness. I think maybe from the second week he might play. But at the same time, with Harry Kane, it takes him a couple games to settle in. I think Havertz will have a really good season. Tuchel clearly rates him and he's adapted to the Premier League now. I do agree with that, yeah. But it's kind of like, you see with FPL, you want your guaranteed starters kind of thing. Especially if people's benches are looking like this, like Daniel Marty, Basuma and stuff. Yeah, Matic is a no-go straight away. He's not even a guaranteed starter for Man United. You think Son is a good option? Who else is going to score beside him? I think Son might actually play up front as well this weekend for Tottenham. So that could be an interesting option. Yeah, this is also true. Kane is notoriously known for starting the season poor. Yeah, this is how it works. So basically, say if loads of people are bringing in a certain player, for example, let's say Rafinha for next week, eventually after like a certain requirement, they'll have a price rise. Yeah, but this team, Nemanja Matic is a no-go for me straight away. I'm going to say Dele Alli is an interesting one. I probably wouldn't take the risk with Dele Alli straight away because you never know with how he is going to apply himself. So I wouldn't say that either. So I would say 6 out of 10 for that. This team here. Sanchez, Trent, Shaw, Shimakaze. I think that's a brilliant backline. Salah, Fernandes, brilliant. Grealish, Rafinha, Ings, Antonio, Tony. Ben White on the bench as well. You know what? I think this might be one of the best teams that we've seen. This might be one of the best teams that we've seen so far. I think Grealish as your one differential kind of thing is calm. Other than that, I think everyone's pretty much guaranteed starting that side. And if Grealish don't play, you got Ben White off the bench as well. I don't know why, but I don't trust any striker this season. You see with strikers, yeah, I think it's just about the prices more than anything. This is my team, Baines. Yeah, this is a very good team. I think if someone said not convinced on Tony, I think with Ivan Tony, I took him out and I'm trusting Neil Mopey. Because you see with Brighton's last year, XG, they had one of the highest XG, I think in terms of expected points, they were like 5th or 6th in the league. They're one of their best attacking sides. And hopefully, for Graham Potter's sake, it clicks. That's solid, but I don't know if Grealish will bang at 9 out of 10. I think that's fair, 9 out of 10 with this team. I got Mopey too. Potter Masterclass. Brighton had the highest XG, yeah. They were up there. On Twitter, my last tweet has, I just said, put your teams down below. Tony's a baller. I agree with that, but it depends how Brentford are going to do in the Premier League now. I might go Barnes over Grealish. I'm thinking of bringing in Barnes as well, because I think Barnes, he started the Community Shield on the left. It looks like Leicester are going to play one up top. Kelechi and Nacho might leave as well. So that pretty much consolidates that they're going to play one up top. And Harvey Barnes is probably going to be a guaranteed start, especially if Maddison leaves, because this guy can also play in the number 10 role. Mahrez over Jack now, easy swap. I think it depends on how much money the guy has in the bank, because I think Mahrez is 9 million, Grealish is 8, I think it is. More pays guaranteed chances. Hopefully Patterns is finishing. 100% agree with that. But other than that, I think this is one of the best teams we've seen so far. I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. This team here. Straight away, one thing I'll say, Ben Chilwell. I think we know with Chelsea and Tuchel, he does rotate quite a lot in it. So Chilwell might be rotating with Marcus Alonso for now if Marcus Alonso doesn't leave. So I think that's a lot of money in someone that you don't know if is going to be a guaranteed start every single week. I think Grealish will start more than Mahrez. Maybe we'll see. Sancho won't start the first game week. I don't think he will. I think he'll be, yeah, I do agree with this. He'll come off the bench. Is Pogba going to play? Pogba, he might play, but one thing I say about Pogba, yeah, I think he's valued at 7.5 million. For FPL point of view, don't have Paul Pogba. Because you know Paul Pogba is not really a GA type of baller kind of thing, innit? So I wouldn't risk it. Mason, Martial, Sancho, league front three for the Leeds. I'll be honest, I'd be very, very surprised if that's a front three. I think Dan James will start. I'm swerving every City player possible. Like, I'll be honest, with City, I don't blame you. The only City player that I can potentially hear that you know is probably going to be a guaranteed start most weeks is Ruben Diaz. I think Chilwell will play 90% of the games. Yeah, let's see how much Chilwell is. Because I think, what is he, around 6 million? Let me check. Yeah, Chilwell 6 million. Last year, he got 3 goals, 6 assists. Maybe first couple, like, to be honest, Chelsea defensively are calm as well. They've got Crystal Palace first week. You expect a clean sheet. Arsenal, they all struggle against Arsenal, to be fair. Liverpool, you never know. Aston Villa, Tottenham, Man City. In terms of clean sheets, the first couple games are quite hard here, but Tuchel has got them very hard to break down. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep the clean sheets. Don't say that Baines with the Dan James thing. Listen, we know Ollie, innit? I captain Pogba. Do not do that. I'm putting Fred and McTominay in my team. Listen, do not do that either. Cancelo. I think Cancelo for the first couple game weeks should be calm. But it's kind of like you see with City, as I always say, with the rotation thing with Pep. You never know. Oh, hey, my comments are frozen again. I'm going to come back out and come back in. I'm back. Let's get the teams up. Statman, I'm taking out Salah. Who should I put in? Why are you taking out Salah, first of all? Salah should be a guaranteed starter, a guaranteed player in every single FPL team right now. On penalties, and Liverpool front three. And Salah, yeah, like people call him greedy or whatever. Listen, Salah will get you goals no matter what. He's in the golden boot conversation already in terms of favourites. Him, Harry Kane, Lukaku will probably be up there. My team on the screen looks wavy. If this is your team, yeah, it's not a bad team to be fair. I'll say 8 out of 10. This team right here. Jimenez, Kane, Rafinha, Salah, Buendia. This is a different team from what we normally see. Jimenez, let's see Wolves' first couple fixtures. Because that could be a decent shout now, because I think he scored a couple goals in pre-season. He will definitely start most games because he's like glue in the Wolves attack. First couple game weeks. Leicester, Tottenham, United. That's a tough first 3 fixtures. But then after that, they got Watford, Brentford, Southampton, Newcastle, Villa, Leeds, Everton, Palace. You see for Jimenez, I don't know, man. Because I think after the first 3 game weeks, I think that's a calm option. But for right now, I wouldn't necessarily go with Jimenez. But one thing I would say, yeah, Wolves' new manager, Bruno Lage, is meant to be playing a more attacking football. So you never know. Grealish is City's market signing, so the media will be on to Pep if they don't start him weekly. I hear that, yeah, but Pep, he has the arrogance in it, and you can't really question Pep's decisions because the guy's won what he has, kind of thing. Is Wolves' new manager good? I think he's won the league at Benfica before, but the main thing in terms of FPL, he plays more attacking football than Nuno, for example. And I'm guessing Jimenez will probably be on penalties. Potentially Ruben Neves leaves as well. Lukaku, someone said Lukaku's probably not going to be an option for the first game week. I don't think he'll play on the weekend. Yeah, this is what I say. Pep don't care. But other than that, I think Buendia, you can see it straight away. Buendia is an injured out. I think he had a hip problem or something on the weekend. So I wouldn't necessarily put Buendia in. Sancho is a risk in it. With that team, I'll say Buendia, Sancho, Jota are not guaranteed starters for the first couple game weeks. So I don't think that's the smartest thing. And Harry Kane, for example. Harry Kane as well. So you got 4 players in that team that are not guaranteed starters for the first couple weeks. So I would change that midfield straight away. Because of the midfield, I would say 6 out of 10. Jimenez after game week 3's goal. 100% agree with that. 100%. And I might put Jimenez in. What do you think about this? Straight away with this team, you got Sanchez in goal and you got Meslier on the bench. I think that's too much money in the goalkeepers. I think Meslier is at like 5 or 5.5 million this year. At 5. So you got 9.5 million pounds in your goalkeepers. Either change Meslier down to a 4.5 or a 4 million keeper. That's what I say. I think Stuart Dallas is less of an option this year because now he's going to be playing. He's listed down as a midfielder this year. So I wouldn't go for him either. Is it better to have fullbacks or centre-backs or starters in FPL? Fullbacks 100% because now you have the assist and goal option for them. With centre-backs is either they're going to be lucky to score from set pieces kind of thing. I feel like Jimenez won't be the same player. Potentially, but he's scoring goals in pre-season. So I would take that risk with Jimenez. After game week 3. But other than that, I think the front 3 is calm. Antonio, Tony, Ings, Greenwood, Salah, calm with that. Rafinha, Bonds. The rest of your team has worked very, very well. I'll take out Dallas and I'll take out Meslier or Sanchez, one of them. Just move down to a lesser money keeper. See with this team. You know what? This is actually a decent team. You know, Smith Rowe could be an interesting differential for the first couple game weeks. Mahrez will probably start the first couple game weeks as well. Maguire, as I always say, you see Maguire, most of his goals will come from either corners, isn't it? Or set pieces. And I think he's valued at 5.5, which is the same as Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw will actually get forward higher up on the pitch naturally, playing fullback. So I'll go with Luke Shaw over Maguire. Sufal should be calm. And Marty, for the first maybe week or two, should be calm. But then after that, I'm not too sure. We have Vestergaard coming in. Even if Jota don't play, you got Rafinha and Morpay, to be fair. So that's not a bad team, to be fair. I'll change the Maguire thing definitely though. So I'll say 7 or 8 out of 10. My comments are frozen again. So listen, I'm going to be back out and come back in. Yeah, man. I'm back. I do not know why that happens. That happens to me all the time. But it's good interacting with the comments and stuff. Let's move on to the next team. Lemma Carlin. Same. Wow, that's an interesting team. Straight away, Timo Werner up top. That's a no for me. I think it could be a differential, but listen, Timo Werner at the end of the day, he will win a lot of penalties, which counts as assists in FPL though. That's one thing I'll say. But I think with the signing of Lukaku, that's kind of the goal scorer done now. They're going to be less reliant on Timo Werner. Maybe Timo Werner does play because of his pace and stuff. But I would say no for Timo Werner for now. Statman, Rafa said Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison is going to play. What do you think? I doubt they'll play I doubt they'll start. That's what I say. Because they haven't had a preseason. Calvert-Lewin didn't play against United the other day. Unless they've had behind closed door friendlies, which we don't know. Thoughts on Declan Rice? Declan Rice is not a good player for FPL. Brilliant player or decent player in real life, but not for FPL. But other than that, this team, having Maguire and Luke Shaw, that could be, is a brave move to have. That's what I say. Because now, technically, now we've signed Rafa Varane. We might not be playing Fred and McTominay in it. So we probably will be taking more risks, hopefully, according to Ollie. So you never know. Richarlison is match fit. Where is that comment going? Richarlison fit. He played in the Olympics. That's fine, but it's kind of like, first of all, Richarlison is not an FPL option, really. Calvert-Lewin will be the one I'll be looking at from Everton. But not this game week. Statman, give me one player I must have on my team. I said this yesterday. You see the 4 players that I think everyone should have in their teams. Salah, 100%. Luke Shaw for me because of the price and set pieces. Trent should be a lot better this year. Now he's going to be... Liverpool have the defensive cover, so he will be going a lot more further forward. And the last one, Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno penalties, how high he plays for United, even though he's a number 10, when you watch United, he's one of our most highest players. So I'll go with, I think those 4 are necessaries in your team. You made me think about Morpay. I'll be honest, Morpay was on my mind yesterday and I changed it today. I think I have to have Neil Morpay. It's a risk. But I think I'm happy with the rest of my team to take that risk on Morpay. All 4 in your team. If all 4 of those are in your team, you should be calm. But other than that, this team, I'll probably say 7 out of 10. I wouldn't be convinced on Timo Werner. Pepe is obviously a risk. Having Shaw and Maguire is a bit of a risk as well. But they're two guaranteed starters in terms of Shaw and Maguire, especially Luke Shaw now. Tellers is out for the first couple game weeks. And we're not really going to play Brandon Williams, are we? I think this team might be too small for you guys to see. Can't tell. Can you guys see this team in the chat? Trossard is a good shout. Trossard, he's a decent shout. But from Brighton, if I was to have one Brighton player, it would be Neil Maupay. Yeah, it's too small. Yeah, we'll move on to the next team then. Same thing with this team. What I always say, Edison, Sanchez, that's too expensive goalkeepers. I would not do that. Christensen's probably not going to play. Or he might play, but he's going to be rotated quite a lot. Because now they've got Thiago Silva, Rudiger. They can play Azpilicueta at centre-back. They can play Reece James at times at right centre-back. They've got that Chalobah guy who played the other day in the Super Cup and did very, very well. And they've been linked to Kunde as well. So you never know. I don't think I'll go with Christensen. Ings or Callum Wilson. I'll go with Danny Ings 100%. Because I think he'll be on penalties as well. And obviously Villa are a lot more attacking. Oh, I didn't even see the guy Fabinho. Yeah, Fabinho is a no-go either. For FPL point of view, that's a no-go. Jorginho, you're taking a risk on penalties, but that's a no-go either. You got Antonio on the bench. Bring in Mikel Antonio. Neil Maupay should not be a captain either. I think Allen is probably a bit of a waste of money as well. Allen's only 4.5 to be fair. I wouldn't have Firmino either. I don't think Firmino is unbelievable when it comes to FPL. Rom will take penalties now. Yeah, I think he probably will because Romelu Lukaku's penalty record for Inter Milan is literally one of the best penalty records you see. But other than that, I think there's a lot to work on in this team. Same thing I'll say about the other teams as well. Make sure your vice captain is not on the goalkeeper. I think that's a massive, massive mistake. Listen, my comments are frozen again, so I'm just going to read them on my phone. Someone said J5 will still take pens. Even if he does still take pens, yeah, you're relying. The guy got 7 goals last year in the Premier League. It's not really a risk you will take if you're just relying on penalties to get points from a player. So I'll change that. Someone said Iheanacho or Maupay. Iheanacho might leave, so I'll go with Neil Maupay. Yeah, so someone said stop bringing DMs in your team. This is literally a GA game, 100%. Do not go with defensive-minded midfielders like N'Golo Kante's of the world kind of thing. Because I know when I was going through this, I saw people having Kante. This team right here, the front three is nice with Ings, Jimenez, Tony. Buendia is an injury doubt. Change that to Rafinha. Fernandes, having no Salah is a big risk. You've edited it on Rafa Varane. I rate the effort for that. But Rafa Varane will probably be priced around 5.5 to 6 million pound in FPL, more than likely. Go with Luke Shaw, as I always say. And he's not going to play the first game week. Yeah, Zeno, you're right. This isn't Football Manager. You don't need balance in the midfield. Do clean sheets count for midfielders? You get 1 extra point. Someone said Buendia is fit. Even if Buendia is fit, I think you got the Aston Villa covered with Danny Ings. But you don't have any Leeds attackers. So I'll go with Rafinha instead of Buendia, no matter what. Because for me, you kind of say, I wouldn't really take a risk with 2 Aston Villa players or 2 West Ham players or 2 Leeds players. Have 1 of each from me. So even if Leeds do ball out, you kind of got Rafinha hopefully covered kind of thing. But for a rating for that team, well, it's hard to tell because you got Rafa Varane. I don't know how you done that. But I'll say 6. I think that team needs work. First of all, triple captain first game week, that's a no-go. Dwight Gale, Harry Kane, that's a no-go up top. Saka probably will start to be fair. Maguire changed that to Luke Shaw straight away. Connor Cody as a centre back, change that to a fullback if you can. I don't know how much Nuri is. Nuri, he's 4.5. He might be playing wing back for them. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it with that team. How did he get Varane? I think he just edited the guy on. I don't know why. Where's Iheanacho going? I think Iheanacho's been linked with a move to Roma if Roma can't get Tammy Abraham. That's what Sky Sports said today. And even if Iheanacho stayed, he's going to be a rotation risk. Why are people triple captaining on the first game week? I think that's just silly. Just wait for a double game week. Because I think these people might be new to FPL here. You only get one chip per season kind of thing. Unless it's a wild card. And you get a wild card after, I think, game week 19 or 18. So I'll say like a 4 out of 10 for that team. This team here. You know, this is actually a decent team, you know. Bamford, Danny Ings up top. Tony still on the bench. Sancho, I've still got question marks over Sancho. Wan-Bissaka changed that to Luke Shaw straight away. Stones has the threat from set pieces, but he also is a rotation risk kind of thing. With Laporte and stuff. Laporte, Nathan Ake. I think Ruben Diaz is probably still like the mainstay for Man City in that team. I'll be honest here. You see that midfield as well. Sancho's a rotation risk for the first couple game weeks. Pepe and Grealish are not guaranteed starters either. So I'll potentially just get in more plays that you know are going to play. So I'll go I'll say 7 out of 10 at most. Buendia acclimatized to the Premier English ball. When he was there for Norwich in the Premier League, he did very well. Like, even though his numbers might have not been the best, I think he only got like 7 assists, I think he was, and 1 goal. His underlying numbers were very, very impressive in terms of chances created and stuff. So Buendia could be an option long term. Straight away, this team, Carl Darlow, I don't think is going to play. This Tottenham keeper's being brought in as a backup, so I wouldn't go for him. Marcos Alonso might leave, so I wouldn't go for him either. Callum Wilson's fine. Ivan Toney's fine. Iheanacho's a no for me. Salah's calm. Rafinha's calm. Ben Rama, you don't have any West Ham attackers, so that's kind of fine. And Riyad Mahrez. The midfield's alright. The attack, I wouldn't go with Iheanacho. And that defense, Pablo Mari, I think might play today. But at the same time, he's probably going to be a rotation risk as well. With Gabriel Mari will probably be rotating. I think Ben White's pretty much guaranteed to start. But other than that, I think this team, you need a lot more guarantee. Like, the defense needs work. The defense and the goalkeeper. So I would say, I'll say 5 out of 10. But I do like the midfield. This team here. Salah, Fernandes, Greenwood, Barnes. That's pretty much the main midfield that most people have. Ings, Tony. One thing I would say, same thing. Sanchez, Schmeichel, 2 very expensive goalkeepers. Don't do that. Even though you might have money spare here, you might want to use the money elsewhere later on in the game week. For example, bringing in a lot Romelu Lukaku, and then you'll just be wasting transfers. So I'll change that. But other than that, I think that's a good team, you know. I would say between an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I would say 9 out of 10 because you also got Rafinha on the bench as well, which is a very good option. Zeno, your team is here. I know you're in the chat somewhere. Schmeichel, Shimakash, Trent, Shaw. That's fine. Fernandes, Rafinha, Salah, Greenwood, Buendia, Ings, Mopay, Kieran Tierney. That's someone that we haven't really seen yet. Obafemi. I think Obafemi might leave according to someone in the chat yesterday. So maybe change to another 4.5 million striker. Luke Ayling. You know what? That's not a bad team, you know. That's probably one of the better teams that we've seen so far. Buendia, Greenwood, Salah, Rafinha. Yeah, but as I always say, Buendia and Danny Ings, I think if you can, yeah, I think I wouldn't go, as I say, I wouldn't go with two players from those mid-table clubs, like two attackers. Just yet. Because last year, maybe you could have gone with Rafinha and Bamford, but that's when we kind of knew they were guaranteed goal scorers kind of thing. They were guaranteed points. I wouldn't say Buendia and Danny Ings are... Danny Ings is fine, but I wouldn't say Buendia is guaranteed points straight away. So I'll potentially change Buendia. But other than that, that's a calm team, you know. I'll probably say like a 9 out of 10. 8, 9 out of 10. S. Murray, Statman, please. I'll try seeing your team after, innit? Because then I'll have to back out the comments again. Or back out the stream again because my comments are frozen and I'm reading them on my phone. Statman, do you think Lukaku is a risk this week? Also, what about Leon Bailey and Sancho as I got them both? I don't think Lukaku will start this game week. Leon Bailey and Sancho. For this game week, I wouldn't be 100% convinced in them. Will Statman look at the chat? I'm looking at the chat on my phone. I just can't put them on the screen. Souček W or L. I was saying, how much is Souček valued at this year? Souček is 6 million. Got 10 goals last year. Can you not go with anyone else for £6 million for a midfielder? Because I think 6 million for Souček. You got Jack Harrison around that price for Leeds. You got 8 goals and 10 assists last year. I'll go for him. Yeah, that's probably what I say. I'll probably go with Jack Harrison over Souček. Lukaku can't play against Crystal Palace. That's confirmed not in the squad. Yeah, then straight away don't go with Lukaku if he's not in the squad. Statman, this is my team. Who do I take Gundogan out for? Let's see that team. Sanchez, Shimakash, Shaw, Trent, calm. Rafinha, Salah, Greenwood, Fernandes, calm. Gundogan. Let me see. Let's see what Gundogan's valued at. Gundogan's valued at 7.5. 7.5 midfielders. One thing I like about this team, mate, you see that Norwich defender last. I think the guy is pretty much a guaranteed starter because there's been reports that Norwich are going to move to a back three as well this year in their Premier League. And he's valued at 4 million. Obviously, Norwich are not going to keep the most clean sheets, but in terms of maybe 1 or 2 points off the bench, he might be a decent option. But for Gundogan, for around 7.5, let's see. Straight away, I'll say Harvey Barnes is valued at 7. I'll go with Harvey Barnes over Gundogan. Harvey Barnes. Benrahma potentially. Actually, nah. Forget Benrahma because you already got Mkhitaryan. But I'll say Harvey Barnes. I'll go with Harvey Barnes over Gundogan. Yeah, Harrison is 6 million. Yeah, Harrison is a brilliant player to have for around that price. Smith Rowe cheaper as well. But if your choice is between Jack Harrison and Smith Rowe, I'll go Jack Harrison any single day. But other than that, this team, if you change that Gundogan for Harvey Barnes, I'll probably say 9 out of 10. I think it's a very good team. This team right here, raw. The midfield. Mane and Salah, for me, that's a no. I'll go with one Liverpool player. Well, one Liverpool forward out of those two, and I'll say Salah. Change Mane to Bruno Fernandes, for example. Callum Wilson, Ivan Toney up top. You should be starting Luke Shaw more than likely as well. Do you start actually? Rudiger should be able to keep a clean sheet. Digne against Southampton. Actually, you never know with Luke Shaw. That's up to you. What you want to take, what the risk you want to take. Because the only reason I say you might want to start Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw is probably going to be, he's probably one of the highest owned defenders. He might be the highest owned defender in FPL. So everyone's going to have him in his team, in the team. So if this guy does do well, yeah, your rank will probably drop. But it's kind of fine for the first game week. You can take the risk. Gundogan won't play up front like last season. Grealish, Torres will probably play in the false. I don't think he played up front last season, but he played a lot further forward when Kevin De Bruyne got injured. But saying that Kevin De Bruyne is probably going to be out for the first couple of game weeks. Same thing about Phil Foden. I don't know about Digne. Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought the Everton defense against United in the preseason game was shocking. Digne made the mistake for the goal as well. Another thing I'll say, the keepers, I think it's just too you got too much money in the keepers. How much is, I think Martinez is what, 5.5? 5.5 or 5? I think that's just too much. Yeah, 5.5. Raw. That's way too expensive. But I like the Smith Rowe thing. I think Smith Rowe could be a risk worth taking. This team right here, straight away, Watkins. Watkins is a doubt, as you can see. And secondly, you see for Brentford, when he was under Dean Smith, he also did play out wide. So you might play out wide with the signing of Danny Ings. So I wouldn't go with Ollie Watkins. But I think other than that, your defense is calm with Luke Shaw out. Luke Shaw, Soufal, and Shimikas. Barnes is calm. Salah Fernandes is calm. Buendia is calm once you take out Ollie Watkins, Tony and Mikel Antonio. That's fine. John Stones and Smith Rowe on the bench as well. Someone in the comments said, what about Kante? Kante FPL? No. Son and Mara is our son. You see, anything could happen between them two. Son is probably more of a guaranteed start, and he'll probably play up front if Harry Kane don't play on the weekend. Morris for the first couple game weeks, I think, should be fine with how many players City have out. But in terms of long term, I'll probably say Son. Yeah, I'll definitely change Watkins. This team right here. Wow. That front three is interesting. Saint Maximin for me is a no. If you were to go with a Newcastle attacker, it has to be Callum Wilson for me. Anthony Martial is also a no for me. I don't know if he's a guaranteed start on the weekend, preseason, or that one game he hasn't looked great. Secondly, I think United's front three could be Pogba on the left, Greenwood up top, and Dan James on the right or something. And even if Martial does play, I don't know if he's going to play the full 90. I don't think he will. So I wouldn't go with Martial. You do have Rafinha on the bench, which is calm. Shaw, Shimikas, Trent, Sanchez, Stefan. Other than that, I think you just need to change your forward line of that team. I think the forward line is the biggest problem. Someone said I wouldn't put Saint Maximin. I wouldn't put him either. RA London, I think Tony will start. Oh, this is your team. I think Tony will start, and we have an easy start. Yeah, but it's kind of like, first of all, he's probably not going to be on penalties either. So for forward straight away, that decreases your FPL points tally in my eyes. Secondly, Edison Cavani naturally looks after himself very well in it. And I think Ollie favours Cavani to Martial. So once Cavani does come back in training, I think he'll favour Cavani to Martial, and then Martial might play out wide. Which is another problem for Martial in terms of FPL points straight away. Someone said, do you think Ian Ash is a good pick? My answer is no. No Chris Wood, Bagsman. You see with Chris Wood, yeah, the guy literally guarantees you 10 Premier League goals literally for the last 4 or 5 years. Statman would Livermente even get game time because they have Walker Peters? Who knows? I think Livermente is probably valued at around 4 million in it. I'm guessing. Let me make sure on that. Yeah, 4 million. 4 million. He's gonna be a bench player no matter what in it for your FPL team. So I don't mind that pick kind of thing. Statman, who should I put in instead of Martial? Instead of Martial, yeah, I would probably say Mikel Antonio for this team. And then you have £0.5 million in the bank as well after that. And then you could, depending on if you have anything else in the bank, change St. Maximin to potentially Callum Wilson. Or if you want the St. Maximin pick, you could literally just go Martial to Danny straight away, I'm pretty sure. So you never know with that. Could be interesting. This team right here. Sanchez, Shaw, Trent, Shimkas, perfect. Salah, Fernandez, perfect. Gundogan, I'll change. Gundogan, Madison, Buendia. With Madison, I don't think the guy is guaranteed to start every game. And obviously the Arsenal transfer links potentially might happen. Because I think AFC Bell, the reliable Arsenal guy, said they still want Madison. So I'm not too sure on him. Gundogan, it could work out with Kevin De Bruyne out, but I'm not too sure on it. Ilkay Gundogan. But other than that, I like your forward line. As I always say, I wouldn't have Buendia and Danny Ings. Maybe change Buendia to Rafinha. But other than that, that's not a bad team. Probably say 8 out of 10. Fabrizio has said they want Odegaard, but the AFC Bell guy has said they want Madison. And the AFC Bell guy is very, very reliable. So let's see what happens. Let's see which journalist is right. It should be good. Boy. This team straight away, Axel Tuanzebe is a no-go. Axel Tuanzebe probably won't even be the starting centre-back because they got Tyrone Mings and Konza. At right back, they got Matty Cash. They might switch the back three and then he might be an option. But for right now, I would say no to Axel Tuanzebe. But other than that, I don't think that's a bad team, you know. Salah, Buendia, Grealish, Fernandez, that's calm. Tony, Mikel Antonio, that's calm. Other than the Axel pick, I don't like that. And you have Axel Tuanzebe and Emiliano Martinez too. You're relying on Aston Villa clean sheet then. And let's see how Aston Villa do defensively now this year as well. But I wouldn't take that risk with Axel. Yeah, Diaz on the bench here for a £60 million player. For a £6 million player, I think that's too much. You're saying no, it's not AFTV Bell, it's AFC Bell over Fabrizio. I'm telling you that the AFC Bell guy is very, very reliable. He's pretty much broke every single news in terms of Arsenal before Fabrizio Romano. So I wouldn't laugh at him. Last season, KDB was injured, Gundogan balled out, and he played more advanced. Do you think he will replicate that form? Potentially, which is why I'm like, with Gundogan, it's kind of like, you never know. It could happen. But this time, they also do have Jack Grealish, who might play in the midfield as a number 8, and then you expect Jack Grealish to be the more advanced midfielder. I have Captain Mane as a differential pick forward. As I said, with differentials for the first game week, I would just play it safe and go with Salah. And Salah is probably a lot more reliable because he has penalties over Mane. But other than that, this team, I'll probably say 7 out of 10. Just change Axel. Bro, I didn't expect this many teams, to be fair. I think this team might be a bit too small for you guys as well, isn't it? Is this team small for you guys in the chat? How'd you rate my team? I made a Twitter tweet yesterday saying, send me in your teams and stuff. So just reply with your team from there. But people in the chat, tell me if you can see this team, because I think it might be too small. Yep, small. Okay, calm. We'll move on. This you should be able to see. Wilson, Danny Ings, and Van Tony up top. Brilliant. Salah, Morris, Fernandez. Brilliant. Shaw, Shimikas, Cancelo, Bertrand. I'm fine. As I said with Bertrand, he has that rotation risk with Luke Thompson. Sanchez, you got him. You need to change this as well. You got him as vice captain. Don't do that. But other than that, this is actually a decent team, you know. I'll probably say this is like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I think the front line, I like that a lot, you know. Callum Wilson, Danny Ings, and Ivan Toney. Salah, Morris, Fernandez will get you points no matter what. And I think Morris for the first couple of game weeks is a very good option. Yeah, I'll probably say 8 or a 9 out of 10. What do you lot think of this team in the chat? I like this, you know. Jamal Lascelles. How much is Lascelles? Lascelles 4.5. 4.5. For a £4.5 million defender, you might as well just go with Luke Ayling. That's who I'll go with. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, I would say it's decent as well. Next team, Emiliano Martinez in goal. Boy, the money on the attack is a lot, you know. This team, no Salah, no Bruno. No Trent either. You got Martial up top with St. Maximin and Harry Kane. This ain't it in my eyes. You see Harry Kane, obviously he might not play the first game week. Martial, a big if on him. St. Maximin, not fully convinced on him for FPL. Having Gundogan, having 2 City midfielders is a big risk as well. Because we all know about Pep's rotation. Reece James is another player that could be rotated with Callum Hudson-Odoi at wing back. I think there's massive ifs on this team in it, so I'll say 4 out of 10. I don't think there's enough guaranteed starters. This team here: Sanchez, Trent, Suvar, Cancelo, Shaw, Salah, Fernandez, Dallas. The front three is calm. I don't like the Dallas pick, as I said before. But other than that, this ain't bad, you know. Yeah, from the last team, red flags, no Bruno Salah. Too risky. 100% agree. Ronaldo asked, do I put Fabinho or Tielemans? Have neither. They won't get you a lot of FPL points. So I say no to them. But other than that, this team ain't bad. Obviously, Dallas changed. But other than that, I'll probably say 8 out of 10. You got a lot of money in the attack as well with Danny Ings and Bamford. 2 £8 million strikers. Or forwards. Prince Teddy helped me out. I think Prince Teddy's in the chat as well. Dallas, raw. You got Rafinha, Bamford, and Dallas. I think that's just too many Leeds players. I'll change that. I'll probably change Bamford to Mikel Antonio. And then you got another £0.5 million in the bank and change Dallas to a better player. How much is Marley Sarr? Sarr 6 million. Because he's kind of Watford's talisman in a way, innit? And last time in the Premier League, he got 5 goals and 7 assists. That's not bad, you know, for that price. I'll take a risk on Sarr. If you got nothing else in the bank kind of thing. Rotted. I've already been live for an hour, you know. I'll be live for another 10 minutes. Make sure you like the video. Follow me on Twitch as well. And make sure you join the league. The link is in the description. This team. Wait. I think João Pedro could be an interesting pick. I think he was Watford's top scorer in the league last year. I think it was. I think same thing. Too much money in the keepers. Ghazi game time could be limited this year. But I think last year it was actually Aston Villa's penalty taker. So you never know. Three Villa players as well, which is brave. Yeah, I'll just change. Ghazi, I wouldn't have. Ghazi's probably the biggest weak link in this team. You've obviously got Cancelo on the bench as well. And Ben Rama, which is not bad. How much is it Ghazi valued at? Ghazi... 6 billion, yeah. You can literally go with Jack Harrison or Sarr, for example. Let's see this team. First thing I say, I don't think Shane Duffy will really play for Brighton. I think that is. Ward-Prowse, I wouldn't have him. Because you're kind of relying on set pieces every single time with him, really. Iheanacho, I wouldn't have. Having Salah and Mane, that's a no for me. Have Salah, take out Mane and bring in Bruno. How much would you say is the maximum price for both goalkeepers? See, maximum price, I'll probably say the most you should have on your goalkeepers is 9 million. The most. If you're pushing it, 9.5. And if it's 9.5, you're... Actually, yeah, I'll say 9. Because I don't think there's really a standout goalkeeper this year. So I'll just go with Robert Sanchez from Brighton, because in terms of expected goals conceded, it weren't really that high. Oh, someone said Pedro is injured. If Pedro is injured, take him out then. But other than that, this team, Iheanacho change, Ward-Prowse change, Mane change, Reece James is a big risk. So I'll change that. This team right here. I saw this team yesterday because this caught my eye straight away. Neil Maupay, I think this could be a brilliant option. As I said, I think there's too much money in the keepers. Mason Mount, I think could be rotated now with Chelsea. But he does take some set pieces, which could be interesting. Maddison, I don't like, as I've already said. But other than that, that's not a bad team. I'll probably say like a solid 8 out of 10. Someone said Lukaku or Kane. None for now. But if you were to choose one, I'd probably say Lukaku. Because let's see, like, it depends, innit? If Harry Kane goes Man City, then obviously Harry Kane. But I think Lukaku could get a lot of goals for Chelsea. I think he will definitely be a 20-goal league striker for them. And that's hard in my eyes. Straight away with this team, Aubameyang, take him out. He's not playing today. Neither Aubameyang or Lacazette are going to play for Arsenal today. I think they're both unwell or something. Daka, not a guaranteed starter, take him out. Jota as captain, boy, that's a massive risk. I would not do that because Jota's not a guaranteed starter either. Sancho on the bench. This guy should probably change Aubameyang down to another striker and take out Jota for Salah. That's probably what I'll do. First of all. And then take out Daka and stuff. Antonio Wilson. I'll probably say Mikel Antonio. Whoever made this team is a funny guy. Yeah, I don't know. I think this guy might be trolling, with the Aubameyang pick. Because even in pre-season, Aubameyang hasn't looked great. Removing Jimenez isn't an option, I'm afraid. This is actually a nice team. Straight away, the Wan-Bissaka changed that to Luke Shaw. But this is actually a very, very well put together team, You still got Shimmercast on the bench, Daniel Marty. Smith Rowe, Salah, Havertz, and Mason. This is actually a nice team, you know. It's different because of the Jimenez thing. I'll probably say like this could be a 9 out of 10, you know. What do you think in the chat? Who's the best pick for captain this week? This week I'll say Salah. You have to have Salah as your captain. Havertz not fully fit. He scored against Arsenal though in pre-season the other day, so you never know. Statman should have switched Havertz, Barnes, and Trent to Junior, Firpo, Bruno, and Saar. Boy, that's a tough one, you know. I would probably say keep with Havertz, Barnes, and Trent. Yeah, definitely keep with Havertz, Barnes, and Trent. I'm guessing that's Harvey Barnes as well. Yeah, I'll definitely keep with that. Probably needs to take out Jimenez. I would keep Jimenez if that's your like big differential this year. Because the thing is that most of these teams are probably guaranteed to start other than him. Well, most of these teams are guaranteed to start anyway. Havertz could be a bit of a risk. Jimenez should be potentially on penalties now. Depends what happens to Ruben Neves as well. I think that's a calm team. Yeah, maybe an 8.5. 8. But I like this team. Hear me out that Mane was the preseason top goal scorer, plus he looked really good in the games. I hear that here, but from what I've heard from Liverpool fans, Salah did get into a lot of good positions, isn't it? And with Salah, he has penalties. Penalties is massive. Straight away, I don't even need to click this guy's team. Bench boost. Do not bench boost the first game week. You're going to have a double game week at one point. Bench boost then. See, this is an interesting option because now this guy has 4.5 million keepers to rotate. I don't mind that. Obviously, I saw as well. Is Greenwood a starter guaranteed? Greenwood will probably start tomorrow. I think for the first couple game weeks, he will be a guaranteed starter. Then after that, it depends, innit? I think the biggest thing on Greenwood depends on where Paul Pogba goes. Is Paul Pogba going to play in midfield or is he going to play on the left? Because say if he plays on the left, then it's kind of like Sancho will probably play on the right and then Martial up top. Martial, Cavani up top will be battling it out. Whereas if Pogba goes in midfield, then it's kind of like he has another attack option to battle kind of thing. I've got 6.5 million to spend on a midfielder. I already have Rafinha. Who do you recommend? Benrahma, Saar, Jack. Actually, you already have Rafinha, so I wouldn't go Jack Harrison, but probably Benrahma or Saar. But other than that, hour 13? I'll probably say that's probably the end of the video, you know. I might do this like every couple weeks, you know, rating people's teams. Because I can't lie, some teams were actually very, very well put together. Some teams, you've gone with real life, good footballers, but not FPL point of view footballers. But other than that, that's probably the end of the video. Big up everyone for watching. Bye-bye.